Welcome to the Daycare Chronicles podcast, and I am your host, Miss Tanya. I have a special treat in store for y'all today. I have been waiting and waiting for this day. The nephew is in the building, okay? Well, he on Zoom, but he in the building. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Shannon Estrin. I met Shannon on IG, and he reached out to me, and we just had a connection. So he instantly became the nephew. He is known on IG social media as Inclusive Vision 42. Let me tell you a little bit about him before I let him speak, okay? Because I'm a proud auntie right now, right?
Talk about it, auntie. Come on.
He's an autism specialist, mental health coach, neurodivergent advocate, educational consultant. Shannon Estrin is a mental health clinician and consultant specializing in neurodiversity, autism, and inclusive education. Woo! Come on now. Nephew, welcome.
Thank you.
To the
Thank you so much for
podcast.
having me. Yes. Thank you. How y'all doing? Virtually and
my
in person?
goodness.
Yes. How y'all doing? I'm super excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you. Can you just tell us a little bit about your upbringing, where you from? You got to say where you from. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah.
You got to shout it out a little bit.
I got you. I'm from the best coast, straight from the West Coast. So my name is Shannon, everybody. I'm born and raised in California, raised in the Inland Empire, Montana, California specifically. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, I am the oldest of five siblings. I graduated with my master's degree. I played college football. And I have a passion and a purpose that God placed on my heart to work with individuals that have superpowers, that have labels placed on them, because I believe wholeheartedly that no one has a label or a disability. It just takes a patient person to show you that you have a gift and a superpower.
Wow. And I love the superpower. I
Yes,
love
ma'am.
how you use that, how you
Mhm.
know that everyone has a superpower. You've said that. I've learned that from you. Everyone has a superpower. What is your superpower? You have me thinking like, what is my superpower? Okay, nephew? Like really? Um, being in sports, I know that that absolutely played a big part in your life.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you just speak on that a little bit? Because I know that being an athlete, athletes are different.
Yeah, we are. So my first love was basketball. I played basketball from the age 3 all the way till 21, 22, when I was in college. And my senior year of high school, I moved back to California from Atlanta. I moved back to California with my dad. And in order for me to move back to California, it was somewhat court ordered that I couldn't go to a public school due to gang affiliation in the Los Angeles area. But my dad had moved to Palm Springs, so I was told to go to a private school. That way, my mom didn't want me to fall into the wrong crowd, even though I've always been my own person.
Yeah.
And I've always been an athlete. She wanted me to kind of make my own decisions. So I went to a small private school my senior year. And then when I got to college, I went to community college. I'm sorry, I'm backtrack. I went to community college. I graduated high school with 3.8. I got accepted to San Jose State and Sacramento State. And I did not go because I was searching for something that I didn't necessarily know I didn't have. I wanted to build a better relationship with my dad, which is why I moved back home in the first place. And doing that, stopped playing basketball, and I decided to play football. And I was a late bloomer in football, so I played maybe 2 years in high school, and then I went to community college and I played 2 years there, and then I transferred to my university. And during those times, I was still soul searching, for that relationship. My dad is present, and he's still present to this day. He's actually been a PE teacher for 30 years, so he's one of the reasons why I became an educator. But as a young man and as a young biracial Black man in this world, I was looking for one thing, looking for another, and trying to bring them together. So sports has always been a part of me, but I've always had a higher outlook when it comes to that. I never want to go to NBA, never want to go to NFL. It wasn't never my dream. I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew that I wanted to work in the education realm, or the realm of working with kids with autism. I just didn't know that there were multiple aspects of it until after school.
Wow. Thank you for
So
sharing that
thank you,
transparency.
thank you.
Like
Yes, ma'am.
I just didn't jump on the scene. Like I had to go
Right.
through some things to get here,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
important for people to know. It's not always what it looks like.
It's
It
not.
it took
It's
some
not always
time to
glitz
get
and
here.
glam.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, absolutely. And I'm not mad at your mama. He ain't going to
Yeah.
public school. He needs
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Okay, we not even about to deal with all that foolishness,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
happening in the
yeah.
streets. Oh, woo. Okay, I'm keeping moving. So I want to ask you, Shannon, because I'm in family child care. I know that you've
Yes,
done
ma'am.
like center based, you do mental health, all
Mhm,
of those things. But
mhm.
everything about you attracted me to you because of what you do. And I'm
Yes,
seeing
ma'am.
it in our babies, like in family child
Mm,
care.
mm,
I am
mhm,
seeing it and
mhm.
seeing it as young as one.
Yeah.
So when I looked at your page and I'm following you and I'm seeing where you're speaking and all the amazing things that you're doing, I'm like, wow. Yeah, like you're covering it all from children to
Yeah,
adults.
yeah.
So that's why it's like I gotta
Mhm.
have you on here. And so I have a
Thank you, thank
question
you.
for you.
Okay.
Um, from your experience, what are some root causes of like the increase in challenging behaviors in they call it the big feelings,
Mhm.
in my world. What are some things that are like some triggers like for that?
So I'm going to say it starts with, if I'm being honest, I think it starts when the child is in the mother's womb. Um,
Yes.
the food intake. So I've learned a lot of
Mm.
children, especially kids on the spectrum, food and diet displays in behavior. So therefore, if the parents are eating certain foods, intaking certain things, around certain energy in certain environments, whether before the child is even here, they can feel that energy. They can pick up and discern
Mm.
that energy, whether it's positive or negative. So when they do come into this world, you want to be able to speak life into them, speak life into yourself, speak life into your partner, speak life into the
Yes.
people around you, and don't let everyone around your child, because if so, whatever energies, I'm big on
Woo.
energy, whatever energies that people carry, those energies will transform into your child without you knowing it, without you even realizing it, unfortunately. And that's past trauma from other people's history. That's past trauma from not just, it might not be from your family intentionally, it might be from your generations, it might be from
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
And in my room, we call that learned behavior, and learned behavior starts with the adults,
Yeah.
because before a child is birthed,
Yes.
you have two adults coexisting in the same energy. And no, everyone has bad habits, no one is perfect.
Yeah.
Whatever higher power people believe in, that individual is not perfect, so therefore
Right.
nobody is perfect. And I'm big on the things that we see in these babies, the learned behaviors, the outbursts, the tantrums,
Mm-hmm.
the unhealthy habits. They come
Yes.
from the adults that we're around, and they come
Mm.
from our child trauma, from our child things that we didn't face as young adults that our children are facing now and dealing with now.
Wow, you said something that really resonated with me because I'm old school and
Yes, ma'am.
you don't let everybody around your children.
Come on.
You don't let everybody hold your children,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, and the transference of energy. I truly believe that children feel that, they sense that. Children know, they can tell who's safe, who's not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh my goodness, you said a word when you said that. I'm
Yes,
trying
ma'am.
to be I'm trying to
Come
be
on, it's
good
something. Come
here.
on.
But I'm
You know,
like, yeah, some people it's like, no. And even as adults, there are people that we meet and we're like, mm-mm. Because I have a good discernment. I'm like, mm-mm,
I,
no, mm-mm.
I can discern someone's energy like that, and this is why you and I got along. And
Yeah,
mind you, we got along through via lens, through a social
yeah,
media, through a phone.
yeah,
I can only imagine when we're in person how impactful that'll be.
yeah.
A lot of people can talk a good game. A lot of people can somewhat walk
Hmm.
and crawl, but
That
you
part.
can't do both.
That
And
part.
it takes real individuals to be able to do both and apply things in life into your workforce, personal relationships, and
Yes.
so might be it.
Yes. Absolutely. That transference of energy, I truly
Yeah.
believe in that. I absolutely do. And I also believe, and you and I had spoken about this. Um, I believe that mental
Mhm.
health begins from conception,
Yeah.
and that is through the mother. like you said.
Yes,
You know
ma'am.
what I'm
Yes,
saying?
ma'am.
So I
Yes,
truly
yes,
believe in that.
yes.
And then once they get here, it's like the mental health of a child starts at birth, like right
Mhm,
there. Like you
mhm.
have to be in tune. That baby learns to cry in 2.2 seconds to get their way if their needs are
Mhm.
not being met. You know, like God gives them instincts too.
Do you know what that cry is telling? You do, because a lot of, and I'm speaking from a male perspective. I don't have children, but being around children, I've learned over the years that that cry from a child, whether it's a newborn, a toddler,
Mm-hmm.
an adolescent, when kids cry, that's their form of communication. They
Yeah.
can't verbalize
Oh,
words
yeah.
like we do. So
Absolutely.
that's them asking
Yeah.
for, hey, I need this. Hey, I need that. Hey,
Absolutely.
I need my diaper changed. Or hey,
Absolutely.
that's their way of communicating. And unfortunately, in our culture, in our community, no, our moms and I love my mom to death, but moms be like, stop crying, or I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
something else to cry about.
Yeah.
But you give me something else to cry about, I'm continuing crying because I can't communicate how I'm actually feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
I absolutely believe in, because I care for infants, in meeting the
mhm,
need before it needs to be met. You don't wait
yes,
till the baby
yes,
wakes up to make the bottle.
you
You
do it
see that
prior.
baby moving, you start prepping. You get things
Hmm.
together.
That's
Um,
called being proactive.
Absolutely. And so many, I just don't believe in a child crying. Crying is one of my triggers. And so I can't keep
Mm,
a baby that will just cry all day,
hmm.
because that's not the type of provider that I am. I meet the needs. So if
Right.
you bring this baby to me, you need to be that type of parent that meets the needs too. Because that screaming all day, I'm just honest,
Yeah.
Miss Tanya can't do that. So that means that
Yeah.
you're not doing what you need to do as a parent, because I'm going to do what I need to do as a provider.
Right.
And children feel the love. Babies can feel like, they can feel the stress. So
Hmm.
if this
They
mother
can
is
feel it. Yeah.
irritated, agitated, again, that energy is transferred to that child. So I
Yes,
absolutely
ma'am.
agree with you there too. I have another question for you, nephew.
Come on.
Mental health in early childhood often gets overlooked. From your
Repeat that
profession,
last part. I'm sorry.
mental health in early childhood often gets overlooked.
Mm.
From your professional lens, what does infant and toddler mental health look like, and how can we support it in our settings, in our daycares, in our child care centers? Because mental
I'm
health,
going.
I do believe it. You know, we just said that.
Mhm. I'm gonna do a shameless plug. Y'all can start off by hiring me and connecting me with your childcare centers so I can train your staff for professional development
S-
on that.
Say it again.
Um,
Say it louder,
y'all can go
nephew.
y'all can get in contact with me so I can create some professional development for your staff and for your parents, because that's where it starts really.
Yes.
We can't work with children. We can't work in a school setting, a childcare setting, a daycare setting. We can't work in any setting until we as the adults, we as the providers, we as the parents, we as the community have ourselves situated.
Right.
Nobody is perfect. Everyone goes through their own daily trials and tribulations. But once again, everything in life is energy. These babies can feel your energy. They can feel the things that you have going on. They can see the things that you have going on. And even if you have children that are nonverbal or I'm sorry, non-vocal,
Mm-hmm.
that can't communicate quite yet, they see and hear everything. So as adults and as providers, we have to take care of our own mental health in a proper manner. We have to be able to have these uncomfortable conversations. We
Yeah.
have to be able to sit down and have these professional development trainings and have people that are experts or that do know what they're talking about, or just have people that are going to be real raw and rugged and have a conversation like, look,
Yeah.
this is
I
what is going
agree.
on. This is the problem.
Yeah.
You have a solution. Let's come together and provide a solution so we can move on from this, so we don't have to continue dealing with whatever the situation this is. And it's not going to happen
Absolutely.
overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take togetherness. It's going to take individuals being able to sacrifice and put their pride aside and being able
Mm-hmm.
to work with other adults and other individuals to provide the best service for these children.
Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. You said something. You mentioned the parents.
Hmm.
Parents. It's not
Hmm.
just about the caregiver, it's not just about the provider. The parents have to be included.
They have to
It
buy in.
starts at
Hmm.
home.
Hmm.
And for some reason, I feel like parents think that we're miracle workers. Oh, well, she's going to be with you all day. You can do. No, no. We got to work together. Parent
I agree.
engagement is so important. You need to know, as a parent, how you want your child reared. You need to
Hmm.
pick the right provider You know what I'm saying?
That's yeah,
And
yeah.
so the training goes hand in hand. I love the idea of parent and provider training. Like,
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
what we're going to do. This is how
Mhm,
this space is going to work for your child. We're going to work together and to bring a specialist in like you to be able to give us those skills.
mhm.
That's a win-win right there.
I
That's a
agree. It
win-win.
is. That word right there is we call that routine based. So
Mhm.
therefore, if I'm using a visual, let's just use this phone example. If I'm
Mhm.
using a visual and it's an image on here, and this image is allowing this child to tell me, "Hey, I need a break," or "Hey, I need to use the bathroom."
Mhm.
I'm going to let the parent know, "Okay, hey, I created these visual lanyards that you can take
Mm.
home with you and you can use for your child." So if your child is having a meltdown or a tantrum, you can show them two options. No, not more than two, because children's brains are wired a lot differently. Give
Okay.
them two options, and they can choose one option or choose the other option. And whatever option they choose, that's the one you follow through with. And if it works at school, it should be able to work at home. But for the parent, you have to continue that
Absolutely.
consistency because children need consistency and structured based routine.
So what I'm hearing is, and what I'm learning in the trainings that I'm taking, even though a child may not quote unquote be on the autism spectrum,
Hmm.
that using visuals is good for every child. Having that
I think it's
visual,
good for every, yeah, it is. Hmm.
yeah. We have things labeled and, and stuff like that, in our daycare and
Hmm.
whatnot. But there are some, like our 1 year olds, they can't express themselves with words yet. So to be
Exactly.
able, but they do understand, they can be very intelligent. They just don't have the language yet. So to
Hmm.
be able to go and
Hmm.
point to this and point to that and be like, this is what I want. I mean, that's communication still. So
Yes.
I really
Yes.
see where it's beneficial to have that in our facilities. As parents, and I'm speaking as a parent now, you don't really think
Mhm.
about having a visual. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
just really don't.
Mhm.
But a
Right.
visual will definitely help, especially when it comes like the potty training and different things like that, or meals,
Mhm.
or if they're fussy because you offer them something and they don't want that,
Yeah.
then we don't know what
Yeah.
they want. But if you have a
Exactly.
visual of
Mhm.
maybe just typical things that they eat all the time or whatnot. Be like, well, which one do you want? And they're able to
Mhm.
touch it because they're 14 billion brain cells. They're
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
I love
And I
this.
I also learned that just speaking to different childcare centers and working with different centers, a lot of times people do correlate that with kids that do have autism. But at the end of the day, every child has a different learning style. Every child looks different. Every child sounds different. Every child comes from a different background. So
Yes.
therefore, being one of the learning styles is being a visual learner.
Mm-hmm.
So when children grow into their bodies and grow into their brains, they know that they can become an auditory learner. Some
Mm-hmm.
individuals are going to be kinesthetic and hands-on learners.
Yes.
But right now, at a young adolescent age, as toddler, 1 years old, 2 years old, a visual learner is one of the best learners
Yeah.
because they can see that.
Yes.
Now, you have your differences if your child, if a child is visually impaired, there's other
Yeah.
ways around that.
Of
But
course.
for children that are vocal, or that I'm sorry, that aren't vocal, but can see certain things, the visual options and the um, visual aids that will help them and support their learning styles.
I noticed that you're using the terminology vocal. Is there a difference between vocal and verbal?
Yeah, so I just got corrected actually at my big age. I got corrected by this amazing BCBA that I met in New Jersey
Okay.
last week. And we were talking, and she actually watched the recent podcast I did. And she said, I saw that you use nonverbal. She was like, you're absolutely correct. But the term to use is non-vocal because
Mm.
verbalization comes from more ways than sound. You can verbalize things without physically speaking. And I had to sit back and think about that, like, huh, I didn't know that. So vocal is the vocalization of the words coming out of your mouth. So I'm trying to use that in my terminology so I can add that to my repertoire and I can start using that
Okay.
more rather than nonverbal.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. I
You're
recognize that.
welcome.
I was like, wait a minute. Let me ask nephew
Thank
that.
you. Thank you for recognizing that because I just started using it like literally within the last week. So
Okay,
thank
I
you.
got you. Which shows that there's always room for growth. There's always room just
Uh-huh.
for continual
Uh-huh.
learning. Never think that you
Yes.
know it all. I tell people all the time, I know what I know. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna stay a student. I'm forever going
Right.
to be a student of
Yeah.
life.
Mhm.
You know? I have another
Keyword of
go ahead.
life because a lot of times I didn't learn most of the stuff I learned in college, in grad school. A lot of the terminology, a lot of the things I learned in this field is based on experience, just through trial and errors, through having conversations like individuals like yourself, people who've been in this field longer than 20 years. That's the best teacher, I feel like, is experience.
So I'm going to ask you about another word then that is new to us,
Mhm.
neurodivergent.
Mm. Mhm.
That's a new
Okay.
terminology.
It
Can
is.
can you break that down for us?
Yes. So neurodivergent, in my opinion, neurodivergent is those individuals that are so-called in the special needs community that get labels placed on them that have superpowers. Being neurodiverse, in my definition, is you're creative, you're able to learn different, you're able to do things in a different form, so rather than the so-called norm. You're not obliged to the social norms in society. Um, and I use the example all the time, as in, let's say that our neurodiverse friends are individuals who do have Down syndrome, who do have autism, who might be dyslexia. Let's say those individuals are the ones that allow society to be normal. How would the world be? Would the world move a little differently? Would the world move a little safer, a little
Mm,
calmly, a little more patiently? Because a lot of individuals that are Fortune 500 individuals or people who are leaders are neurodiverse. They just
mm,
don't know, or they're not aware, or they let their superpowers out. They don't let their superpowers hinder their neurodiverse
got it.
deficits.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you so much for that. So,
I hope that makes sense.
well, is that word replacing autism?
Don't give me the line. I'm going to say no, because neurodivergent and being neurodiverse isn't just under the autism spectrum.
Okay, I
It's a
got you.
piece. It's a
It's a
piece
piece
of
of
it,
it.
but no other superpowers, other special needs words are classified under neurodiverse.
Okay. I got you. Thank you so much. I have another
Mhm.
question for you.
Come on.
How can we as providers, no, we did that one. Partnering with the parents. Look, we moving so fast over here. So I'll say
You
this.
good?
Mental health often gets overlooked in early childhood.
Uh,
Oftentimes we're told, wait till they're 3. Like
hmm.
you can't really tell right now. We're going to have to wait. And I feel like that is just doing such a disservice to our babies. Like
I agree.
I can look at a child that's 1 and be like, I see something maybe a little different. Maybe they may be a little development delayed. And I get that. They can be a little development delayed. However, when 3 decades of caring for children, I kind of have an eye for certain things.
Hmm.
And not to say that I'm always right, but I
Right.
believe in early intervention. But when
I
these
agree.
parents are taking the children to the doctor or they're trying to get an appointment with the regional center, it's like pulling teeth for real. Oh, well,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then when you have a parent that goes to the doctor or to the regional center and this is how I know because my sister's a doctor, so I know how this goes. Well, her provider, she thinks something going on with her. So I don't think so. But can you just look at her and then sign this paper so I can take it back to her so she can leave me alone? Like,
You can
I,
not look at her like you can look at somebody and
yeah,
and
yeah,
and
no,
like that ain't how it always go.
no.
And mm,
And so it's like my thing is everyone is different and
yes.
I want to be able to meet the needs of your child. So if I
Mhm.
see something, I'm going to say something. A lot of providers don't say anything because they're afraid of losing the child. So what is a way to have that conversation? Like with the parent. Um we've been told to
Yeah.
say what I've observed. Don't say, well, I think you're, and I get that, what I've observed. But just maybe you have another way that we can say this to a parent. Like,
Ooh, y'all don't want me to say it.
oh, wait,
No, I know.
nephew.
So I'm gonna come from my professional lens, but I'm also gonna come from my opinionated lens.
Okay.
And please don't cancel me, people. No, family, friends, don't cancel me.
We're not going to
But
cancel
I
you.
said it. I said it earlier. Every child, every human being learns different, sounds different, and moves different. So in my eyes, and it's not just autism, but I feel like every child has some form of something.
Okay.
Every child has, not saying every child has autism, every child has
Right.
some form of superpower.
Okay.
So if you do go to a doctor and you talk to them and they're giving you their professional opinion, it's always good to get a second opinion. But if you see something in your child and the doctor sees something in your child, then try not to be don't be in denial that it's going to hinder them. If your child, if your child gets these services, then use that as an advantage. There's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that child being able to have services. There's nothing wrong, when they get in grade school level to get an IEP. Not to fast forward, because we're doing child care centers in elementary school, but those all coincide because in
Yeah.
order for them to get to elementary school,
Yeah.
they have to get the proper services here,
Yes.
in child care centers. And every child should have an individualized education plan. And that starts with at home. That starts with the child care centers. That starts with the teachers and the educators and the parents meeting the child's needs, meeting the needs of the child, not the needs of the parent,
Yes.
but the needs of the child. Because in order to better suit the child, we have to know them. We have to build a rapport with them. We have to see what their likes and dislikes are. No matter what doctor labels them or what they're
Mm-hmm.
diagnosed with, they're a child at the end of the day. Every child deserves love. Every child deserves nourishment. Every child deserves to be cared for. Like you said earlier, you as a provider are going to do what you need to do best to
Yes.
provide for that baby, to provide for the family and give them those services. Now it's up
Absolutely.
to them. It's up to the
Yeah.
adults in that household to accept those services.
Yeah.
You've done all you can do. You've given resources. You provided resources. You've
Mm-hmm.
put the blueprint in front of them.
Right.
It's up to them to be able to open the pages and read it,
Yeah.
not the child, because once again, there's an adult above that child. There's a parent above that
Yes.
child. And unfortunately, but fortunately, it is a lot of us in our culture. We are very in denial and
Yeah.
naive to those things because certain stigmas.
Yeah.
It's
No, absolutely.
it's okay for your child to be different. The world is different. We're in 2025 now. We're not in 1985
Yeah.
now. Learning and things come different every day. There's new ways of accepting information. There's new ways of understanding information. And then for a child to use that example, for a child to learn how to be potty trained
Mm-hmm.
before the age of 3, you have to do different tactics. You have to try different strategies. No, you have, like you said, you have your daughter, you have your son. One thing isn't going to work for your son. The other thing
Yeah.
isn't going to work for your daughter.
Right.
They for one, males and females have different body parts.
Yeah.
For two, everyone's learning style is different. So
Yeah.
they're going to take time. They're not going to get it on the same page. And we
Yeah.
have to understand that we can't be frustrated. We can't get upset.
Right.
We have to just move with more love and nourishment, because imagine you in your adult body and that child's mind.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do? How would you want someone to talk to you? How would you want someone to treat you? How would you want someone to map out your future, essentially?
Absolutely. No, I absolutely agree. And I absolutely potty train at the daycare. And one
Hmm.
thing that it's about consistency.
Yeah.
I used to do it for free as part of like a niche in my daycare.
Hmm.
And times have changed. And everybody
Yeah.
want to use a pull-up. Don't nobody want to be,
Uh-huh.
taking the time. So now I charge
Hmm.
for that. There's a fee because if I'm gonna do it, you're gonna do it too.
I like
But
that.
however,
Ooh.
it's consistency. So Inez, childcare boss one, I know you know who she is on IG.
Hmm.
She made a statement. I just know some amazing young people. She says, if they don't pay, they don't pay attention.
Come on.
And that has forever stuck with me when she
I'm
said
still
that.
in that. I'm about to write that down. If
She
they
said if they
don't pay,
don't
they
pay, they
don't pay
don't pay
attention.
attention. So
Ooh, come
now
on,
that I
Auntie.
charge for potty training, the parents are actually working with me. But it's about
Mm.
consistency.
Yes.
Absolutely
Yes.
consistency. And a child does not have to be able to be vocal to be potty trained.
Come on.
It's consistency.
Come on.
And it's just the same, the repetition of it all. And them
Hmm.
knowing like the whole procedure. They don't have to
Hmm.
know how to be vocal to say it. They just know it. And so
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
1-year-olds. I had a cousin who was potty trained at 1. Now we're
Mhm.
getting 3, 4, 5-year-olds. And I'm like, I can't do that. You got to get just this child together because they can be. You're saying some parents are just being lazy. I'm talking about children that are quote unquote.
That's exactly what it is. They're
Oh, they're just
lazy and
being
they don't want
lazy.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. No. And I'm like, there's no reason why a 3 and a 4-year-old, and I know I'm gonna get it too. Don't cancel me
Right.
because I feel like a child needs to be potty trained by the time they 2. I just do. It can
For
be.
sure.
It can
Yeah.
happen. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, they're asleep. And don't you know you
Okay.
gotta go when you go to sleep? When you sleep,
Right.
don't your body let you know?
Yeah, because
So,
if not, you can have an accident. Come on now.
but now, Shannon, the 3 and 4-year-olds are not potty trained.
You want to know why?
Please, nephew.
Because and it's this comedian. His name is Louis Belt. He's from Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
These new age parents, these new age babies are being raised by IG and not
Come
OGs. And
on.
when I say that,
Come
I say that with conviction. All these new age parents are being raised by Instagram and social media.
on.
Um, you're not being raised by an individual who has morals and values. Because I say that because you have a child that doesn't use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You have an adult that might need help using the bathroom. At the
Yeah,
end of the day, they all have to be trained.
that's right.
We learn every day. I work with elderly patients now. I took a break from working with the kids, and it's all the
Okay.
same. The elderly patients that I work with have dementia, have Parkinson's, they have no mental health, suicide ideations, they have cancer, unfortunately, and a lot of them
Mm.
have toddler, childlike minds. So you have to
Mm.
train them. And I've learned the same behaviors occur when a child or an adult is crying at that age and in that world. They're crying for help. They're crying, and 9 times out of 10 because they have to use the bathroom. They just can't communicate that. Like
Wow.
I have a patient who sits in the bed sometimes, and he's fine. But as soon as he has it's this is when you be proactive. What we talked
Yeah.
about earlier.
Yeah.
You check up on that patient. You check up on that child. You check
Yes.
their diaper. You check their underwear, whatever the case
Yeah.
might be, to see, okay, did they have an incident? Did they have an accident? And if so, you change it. But if you allow them to sit in that soil and sit in that, they're gonna have a behavior. I would have a behavior
Yes,
too. If I
absolutely.
don't have
Right.
if I have to use
Right.
the bathroom and I can't physically tell you,
Yeah.
and that's first off, that's your job, that's your duty to help support me and help me, train me get to the bathroom or help me, clean myself up if I can't physically do it myself.
Yeah.
I would expect that. And if not, that's child neglect. And in my world,
It
that's patient
is.
neglect.
It is. I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah, I don't know how we got stuck on this, but I'm a provider. I have lost clients because I changed too many
Mhm.
diapers.
I'm sorry, you said what?
I've lost clients because I change too many diapers.
Do they want their child to sit in it?
I had a lady, and I cannot make this up, and then we're going to move on from the diapering and potty training session. She said, this is a 12-hour diaper. And I don't change her until, you got that blue strip, right? Till it's all
Mhm.
blue. I said, not here. Not with Miss
Right,
Tanya. Like, how
right,
uncomfortable. And I don't do diaper rashes. So if a child gets a diaper rash, it's not from me. And I'd be like,
right.
take that home. I don't do that.
Mhm,
But she
mhm.
literally said, this is a 12-hour diaper. I did a skit about it years ago, but she literally said that. And I thought, that's nasty. Like, who doing that?
That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
absolutely. But this is the mindset when you say you got IG and not the OGs, There's
Mhm,
no more big
mhm,
mamas around,
mhm. There's not. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
because I'm
You get
58
you got
and I guess
you
I'm
got
supposed to be the
everybody want to
big
be.
mama.
Yeah, you got everybody want to be hot mamas outside, and there ain't no big
Right.
mamas.
You about to get in
So it's
trouble, so
okay.
we gonna move on to the next question. We not gonna get you no wife, but you talking like that. Listen here. So you bring both educational training and lived experiences to this work.
Yes, ma'am.
How have your degrees and background shaped the way you approach challenging behavior and inclusion in early learning?
Mm, Great question. And I always play devil's advocate because once again, my degrees didn't really shape it.
I
My
got you.
the degree is just a piece of paper to me. And I'm saying that because I have 3 degrees and I'm still not being paid my worth and what I should be. And it's not about
Mm,
money. I'm saying that to say that I'm passionate in what I do, and my experiences have shaped
okay.
working in the early childhood education and working in the child care center. My first experience working with children was at an early child care center in 2013 in college. I played football in college, and after practice and before classes, I would go work in a child care center. So I learned how to potty train children.
Okay.
I learned how to work with toddlers and work with infants. And just to see the different teaching styles of other teachers and educators and how they interact with their colleagues, how they interact with parents, how they interact
Mm-hmm.
with children. And then getting this college and school, that shaped my professional language.
Mm.
That shaped some of the things that I already knew. I just able to
Mhm.
put it to a term. I was able to put it to, a certain technique or strategy. And not everyone can do that. Not everyone has. So some people, you learn, and unfortunately, you learn that sometimes working in this field is not for you. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You may be a great parent, but a lot of people aren't great childcare providers.
Yeah.
You might be a great childcare provider, but some people aren't meant to be parents.
Yes.
And no, that's okay. And I'm learning as I go. I'm not perfect. I definitely make mistakes.
We all do.
So yeah.
We all do. I love that. You know, you just said something that really, really resonated with me. I've been in this business for 3 decades. I'm gonna try not to cry, y'all. For 3 decades. And it's be the menopause when I do cry. So I just want y'all to know that, okay?
Yeah.
3 decades. I'm in a course right now. I finish up in August. Early childhood associate teacher certificate program through UCLA Extension. And I am having the time of my life. But what I
Mm.
am realizing is what you just said. And I shared this with my husband. God poured everything into me that I needed to know.
Come
Now
on,
I
talk
have the
about it.
language, the
Mhm.
terminology. When I
Mhm.
tell you that there is nothing that I did not already know that I am learning in here, besides some of the like Vygotsky's and Brofenbrenners, and all these other methods that I'm like, y'all need to come on up to the modern times
Like, we're not gonna
because
use none of that. That stuff is not gonna get used. I'm sorry.
no. So, but what I'm saying is those are some things that maybe I didn't know about, but I am using some of the methods. I've been doing
Mhm.
it. And
Yeah.
so it's like you say you have the 3 degrees, but it's your personal experience, your work
Yes, ma'am.
experience.
Mhm.
It's what God has put in you that
Yes.
is sustaining you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Like
Yes,
you say,
ma'am.
that piece of paper, and so my husband tells me that all the time because he has his degree, and I'm just like, when you said that, it just resonated with me so much. Like
Mhm.
it's me, it's the experiences, it's the work experience,
Yeah.
it's life that is really, shaping and forming me. Really,
Yes, ma'am.
I have the
Mhm.
language now from going to school. I have that terminology, but this is what it is. So I'm like, I've been doing this. I
Mhm.
know what
Mhm.
this is.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. I
You're welcome.
have
Thank you.
another question for you. This is such a good
Okay.
conversation.
I love it. I love
Um,
it.
looking ahead, where do
Mhm.
you see the field of early education, especially like in family childcare, the beginning, like in the next 2 to 5 years? Because things are changing rapidly.
They are, especially with the way the world is. Unfortunately, they are. I expect family childcare to be more inclusive. I expect family child cares, whether in home or have a center,
Mm-hmm.
um, not to be competitive, but be collaborative. Um, Work with other childcare providers that have been in the game for a while. Work with these new age childcare directors that are new, but they're standing on business and getting
Right.
getting what they need to get done. Taking some game and gems from them and learning
Yeah.
and working together. Um, and I expect and I want to see more men. 95% women is amazing,
Yeah.
but there are some amazing men
Mm-hmm.
and that are in this childcare world that do care, that do have a love and nourishment, that did learn from women, and they can run their business, and they can be a provider, be an educator, be a teacher. They can work in this space as well. I would like to see more positive men that can uplift these young men
Yeah.
while they're so young to when they get older, but also show these young women that it's okay to be taught and nourished by a positive male figure as
Yeah.
well, not just at home, but in the childcare center, in the classroom,
Yes.
because it has a negative connotation. When
Mm-hmm.
I first started working in education, people would ask me, what's your intention? Why do you want to work with kids?
Yeah.
Do you
Wow.
like men, or what's your sexuality? And I was like, why is that a thing?
Yeah.
And I've learned it. I see why now,
Yeah.
but
No, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So
Whew.
I would always have to defend myself, or always have to question,
Yeah.
question others and express myself. Like, no, I like women.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any ill intent because I want to work with
Right.
kids. no, we weren't taught to do that,
Yeah.
essentially. Unless you knew someone, like I said, my dad's been in education for 30 years. So I had someone in my household that worked in education. So
Yes.
therefore, somewhat followed that path. Um, and I believe that in the next 2 to 5 years, there will be, the way technology is now. I don't know. It's hard to say because
Just
you might
say it, nephew. Just
they,
say it. You all right.
the world wants to get rid of the human aspect, and they want everything to be
Yeah,
technology based or
they do.
robot based. But when you
Yeah.
do that, it's like there's not going to be any love in it.
Yeah.
It's just going to be another paycheck, just another job. And I hope in the next 2 to 5 years that people find out who they are and what they want to do,
Yeah.
because this child care field isn't for everybody.
No, it's
Um,
not.
when you work with children who have superpowers and gifts, it's
Yes.
hard. It's emotionally draining, it's mentally
Yeah.
draining, it's physically draining, it's taxing in all aspects. When you're working with children, working with families, working with people of all walks of life, because
Yeah.
everyone's different. Every adult thinks their opinion matters, and sometimes it doesn't.
Mm.
9 times out of 10, if you unless you got the facts, or unless you've been in the game, or unless I see hands on what you're
Yeah.
doing and what you're trying to teach my child and teach me,
Yeah.
why would they believe you? Why would they listen to anything you're trying to
Yeah.
say? Because you have a degree, or because you own this building, or because you got multiple locations. That's
Right.
cool. You can have all the locations in the world, but are you bringing people in? Are
That
you having
part.
people coming? Are you having people stay? Are you having people refer family and friends? 'Cause that's how the
Yes.
business. That's how your business thrives.
Yeah.
Not, oh, I opened up 5 centers. I got this day. I got
Yeah.
these people working for me. That's cool. You can have people work for you all the time. I'd rather have 5 strong, loving, positive, nourishing people work with me
Yeah.
in my house, in a daycare, than have a $1 billion corporation
Yeah.
in a center that brings money in, but it's not bringing people in, or it's not bringing
I
the right
got you.
people in.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you on that. My husband is also, he's an educator. He's a PE teacher.
Uh-huh.
And he's been a PE teacher for a while. You start off doing other things. And so
Uh-huh.
he's a high school PE teacher.
Okay.
So you know what
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
girls are wearing to school.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
husband
Yeah.
is a solid man.
Hmm.
He is
You
pop
better
to the
come on,
daycare.
talk about your man. Talk
Yeah,
about your
like
man. Come on now.
he's pop to the daycare children.
Hmm.
They get to see that positive interaction. They get
Yeah.
to see how a husband and wife are. When my husband leaves, he's gonna give me a kiss, gonna say, "Bye, honey, have a great day, salam alaikum." When he comes in, all the little children have their little fist pumps ready for him.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's just that positive male role model being
Hmm.
there. And with
Yes,
him
ma'am.
being at the school, he's been a teacher for, over 3 decades too. He said he's had to tell some of the children, hey, you can't dress for PE. You can't wear that. Go put your
Yeah.
clothes back on.
Uh-huh.
We ain't about to do
Uh-huh.
that. Like he's
Hmm.
solid. He's that one that they can come and talk to, but they know that he is a man. He has a wife.
Yeah.
He's about family.
Yeah.
He can be trusted.
Uh-huh.
He ain't that one
Hmm.
trying to get on up in there into something. Because
Uh-huh.
some of them
Uh-huh.
teachers,
Uh-huh.
they something
Hello.
else. But
Yeah.
that's not who
Yeah.
Mr.
And
Muhammad is.
yeah, come on. Come on.
So it is very rare, especially in family childcare. You really don't see that many men, in this. And, I'm a woman and I'm gonna say this. There was a provider that I met on Clubhouse and she says, "Oh, well, my husband changes diapers." And for me, my thing was, if you're there, why is he changing diapers? That's just me. I'm
Come on.
old school.
Yeah.
But if he had to, I get it. But if you're there, that should not be his job. And I said it, and y'all might get mad about it,
No,
but
no.
that's just how I feel
Nah.
about it. Like there are
I
just
don't.
certain
Yeah.
roles, certain things. And I get
Hmm.
it. If he was there by himself and the child needed to be changed, I get that. But if you're there,
Right.
he don't need to be doing that. And that's just Miss Tanya.
And that's, no man should be doing that. So, like, I don't feel comfortable. For one, I've never been in a classroom, never been in a child care center without another adult there. So I'm not changing no diaper. I'm not taking no child to the bathroom
Yeah.
if there's not another female or male staff there. But no, it's women. So
Yeah.
I need the door open. I need
Right.
someone else there to see
That's
me.
right.
Because I am a male. I am a straight male. I am a male who attracts women, young women, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. And I don't want no smut on my name. I don't want
I
no
know that's
nothing.
right. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not doing that. So
Even when I take the children and I change them, the door is open. I don't close the bathroom door. That
keep
door
everybody
stay
safe.
open.
Everybody safe.
We
Uh-huh.
gonna hear, we gonna see. Because as a provider, I need to be able to hear what's going on out there too. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not grandmama. I can hear everything. Like I know whose
Right.
voice it
Yeah.
is, everything. So, but yeah, I feel you with needing more males in this field because
Mhm.
our children need it, you know?
Yeah.
Because whew, they something else. I couldn't,
Yeah.
I stopped doing school age because of this, the
Come
mouth.
on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That mouth. You have
I was
2 and 3
yeah.
year olds that have mouths on them. And it's like, what? You let them talk to you that way? Yeah, no. No.
I've been cussed out and cursed out by so many kids. I've never been cursed out by an adult ever, I don't think. Like
Wow.
none on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been cursed out by so many kids. So prior to working in as a mental health clinician now, I was in education, special education within the last 8 to 10 years between California and here. I stepped away from it. Yeah, it's not necessarily these kids. It's usually
Right.
these adults. It's
Yeah.
usually the adults you work with. Before I got burnt out, I did not want to get burnt out, so I stepped away and took my talents elsewhere.
Mhm.
And I found something else that I love. That I'm using the same techniques and strategies. Literally using the same things that I've done working with children, whether it's early childhood, whether it's
Mhm.
elementary, middle school, high school. Using the same things working with these adults. Just different language. I'm dealing with patients that are sick,
Yeah.
and these kids, unfortunately, will become these adults sometimes.
Come on.
Sometimes you'll get kids that come from troubled backgrounds, kids that come from wealthy backgrounds, and they get spoon fed, or they go through this, go through that, and they're great in life.
Yeah.
But everyone is going to transition later in life, and
Absolutely.
I wanted to take both sides. I've worked with children for 10 years. I've
Wow.
only been working with adults for 8 years, and the reason being, and a segue is I was my grandfather's caregiver for 9 months prior to moving here to Atlanta. He was battling Parkinson's dementia. And I was in the middle of my master's program, and my grandma, she's getting older, and I saw that it was taking a lot on her, mentally, physically, emotionally, and I decided to step up. And my dad was like, would you mind coming to help grandma for the weekend? I was only doing it for the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So I drove from LA to Palm Springs. And if you know where that's at, it's
Yeah.
a drive.
Yeah.
Um, and I was living in Azusa at the time. I had I'm paying apartment, paying on my apartment, and I turned that weekend into 9 months. And I was still paying on my apartment, so money being wasted because I wasn't living there, but I
Yeah.
was over here doing what God told me to do, doing what I was chosen to do, and was supposed to do was taking care of my grandpa and allowing him to transition and allow my grandma to help him transition smoothly. It was not easy. It definitely took an emotional toll and physical toll on me,
Yeah.
but it allowed me to take some time to sit with myself, take some time to gather myself, and know that I am walking in my purpose. I am walking in my passion. And I didn't know that I was going to become a mental health clinician at a hospital with elderly people now. Like I thought I was always going to work with kids, and I still work with kids. It's just, I
Yeah.
don't know. God put me somewhere to realign myself and do this for now. And I can't argue that. I can't, push back from that, because at the end of the day, I'm in a giving service. I'm a giver. I'm going to do, what I am going to do,
Yes.
whether it's with kids, whether it's with adults. This is who I am. This is no, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm passionate. I'm purposeful.
Yes.
I'm driven. When people meet me, you can see that my energy exudes love,
Oh,
because that's
absolutely.
who I am daily. I don't fake it. I don't
Yeah.
sugarcoat it. Um, what you see, what you're gonna get. And if you don't like it, it is what it is.
Well, I love the fact that you were able to be there for your grandfather, for your grandparents.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
was just a blessing, just a beautiful thing for you to be able to make that happen and to know that when he did transition, he was with family that loved him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wasn't in this cold place in a room, by himself.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. No.
and you not even knowing that, even through your grief, look how he blessed you to do what you're doing now. Like he was
Yeah. And
preparing you
he was
for what you're doing
indeed.
now.
Uh-huh. Because
And
I
so
see it
you
daily.
already,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my gosh. That is so, so, so powerful.
I didn't actually, wow, I never had that is hit different. I've never heard anyone else explain that to me. I've thought it myself, but I never had anyone explain that that's what he was preparing me for.
Oh,
Oh, that is
absolutely.
that is that is hit. Oh,
And so
excuse me.
you have it's okay. You have that compassion. You have that drive, you have that love to be able to care for them. Nephew, I'm sorry.
You okay?
It's okay. Well, listen, with that right there, we're going to segue into this has been such an amazing conversation. Like, a lot of times we don't realize why things happen, who we are, why we do the
Yes, ma'am.
things we do, and it takes someone else to say it. It takes someone else to,
Yeah, yeah.
because my husband always says it's so good to remember the bad things, but it's hard to remember the good things
Mhm.
that we do.
And s Mhm.
The bad is like in the
Sometimes it
forefront.
yeah,
So
I agree.
with that being said, nephew has written a book, and Solomon, my producer, I got a producer, right? Okay, he has his book. Solomon's gonna pull it up,
Right.
and it's seeing the world through a different lens. And when I tell you, I'm gonna let Shannon talk about it, but I read the book last night, and I took some notes because when I say that I was so excited about this episode here, I just knew it was gonna be great. But when I read your book last night and it said that you were premature,
Yes, ma'am.
1 pound,
Mhm.
8 ounces.
Mhm.
That's not even filling up my hand.
It's not.
It's not
Mhm.
filling up my hand. The odds that you had to overcome
Mhm.
to still be here today,
Yes, ma'am.
for you to accomplish everything that you have accomplished, that's nobody but God. And I don't care what
Amen.
you call
Amen.
him. That's
Mhm.
God, in the
Yeah.
God in you,
Mm.
the
Say that. Come on.
perseverance,
Come on.
the determination, what your parents had to be going through at that time, what they had to pour into you for you to survive.
Mhm.
I'm a mother. I birthed 2 children. I know what that's
Yes, ma'am.
like. And to have to see your baby in NICU, in the ICU, not knowing what's going to happen. In your book, it says that you were blind in one eye
Mhm.
when you were
I,
born.
um, I was born blind in both eyes, and I had laser eye surgery in both eyes, and my left retina was a lot more less visible than my right. So I'm nearsighted in my right eye and farsighted in my left eye. So within the last 10 years I've been wearing glasses, every doctor has prescribed me the wrong lens. So I went to a doctor 2 weeks ago
Wow.
and I'm like, yo, my eyes hurt, like they're heavy. Now this is what happened at birth. I don't know what's going on, but my vision is getting blurry. Um, I got a second opinion. So I have to go to Georgia retina specialist to get tested for glaucoma, unfortunately.
Okay.
And they have to take some tests to see if the scar tissue has been grown over in my left eye or
Mm,
if it's healed. So I know God is going to take care of me, and I know I'm going to be fine. But I just want to take the proper steps. And I
right.
got my lenses finally fixed, so just waiting for my new glasses to come in.
Okay.
But I see perfectly fine now. It's just
Yeah,
sometimes when I cover my right eye up, my left eye is blurry.
I got you. I mean, but you definitely are like, nothing stops you. Like
Mm-mm.
you've had, like I said, God in you from day one.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
1 pound, 8 ounces. As
Hmm.
a parent, I'm just like, wow. The odds of you surviving, like, and you are
Hmm.
here and you are thriving. Like, you doing the damn thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
And yeah, you're
Absolutely.
right. And my odds were I had a 10% chance of living. That's not 90, 10%.
Wow.
So that is the lowest of one of the lowest of the lows. And
Yeah,
I don't have anything wrong with me physically. Um, Intellectually, I'm sure I think just being born at 6 months is not nine. The brain hasn't fully developed. So over the years, your brain has to develop. So I'm sure I have some form of learning inability or inability, but I never let any of that hinder me. I never let any label that a
that's
doctor put
right.
on me hinder
No.
me. Because if I have my superpower, I'm going to use it to my best of my ability. And I believe that the work that I do, the love that I give, the love that I exude off and give to people, that is a part of my superpower. That is a part of who I am, and that's my purpose.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, you got a lot of superpowers. Okay. Let's just
Come
start
on
there.
now.
So let everybody know where they can find your book, because I want everyone
Yes,
to
ma'am.
purchase your book. The book is it's a coloring book. It's absolutely
Hmm.
amazing. It even had sign language in Spanish and English.
Mhm.
It, absolutely amazing. Absolutely.
Thank
So
you
where
very
can we
much.
find your book?
So you can find my book on my website that I created is inclusivevision42.org.
Okay.
Inclusive Vision, the number 42.org. And if you're on my social media pages, it's inclusivevision.42, and the link is in my bio. And when you order your copy, you can order I autograph every copy personally. I have all the copies to myself. For any organizations or schools or individuals that want to buy in bulk, when you buy 20 to 25 books in bulk, there's a bulk price.
Okay.
And we can go from there. All my services are on my website. If you want a book for me to come speak at your school, your organization, if you want any professional development, any parent training or coaching for your staff in your child care center, feel free to reach out. I'm ready to go. I'm definitely excited for what's to come. And I'm super honored to be here and speak with you, Auntie. Like, thank you
Oh,
so much. I love everything about you. I love everything that you've been doing, that you're going to continue doing in this space, but just in life.
thank
So,
you so much.
okay.
Um, there's a company called PITC, and
Mhm.
they're all about inclusivity, about diversity, about inclusion. And there used to be a time back in the day when children that were different were separated.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I love the fact that, at least I know in my facility, if I can meet the need, I can care for your child.
Come
And
on.
I have had many children that have been somewhere on that big spectrum of life, or maybe a
Mhm.
developmental delay, and they thrive in the environment.
Yeah,
So it's definitely about the teacher, it's about the
it is.
parent, it's
It
about
is.
environment. Environment is the third teacher,
Talk about it.
the environment,
Talk about it.
and investing um, in your business, in the children in your care.
Mhm.
I tell providers all the time, they're like, I can't keep a child that's possibly on the spectrum. Why not? Why can't you? Yes, you
You can
can.
keep a child who has behavior. You can keep a child who's
Absolutely.
not potty trained. You can keep a child
Absolutely.
who has autism.
Yes, absolutely. So for me, I just love this. When I saw this t-shirt, I was like, I gotta get this. I have to wear this for the nephew. And I just
Yeah.
love how you use the word lens. Looking at
Mhm.
and I have all these cameras around me and everything. It's like
Right.
looking at things through a different lens. Because this camera's going that way, this one's coming this way, that one's,
Mhm.
it's like you gotta be able to look at things through a different lens. So what lens, as daycare providers, are you looking at your children through? And
The
each of them
lens
is
that
different.
yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, nephew.
The
I'm sorry.
the lens that I'm sorry, because the lens that you looking that way, I'm thinking you looking at me, but you're looking at the lens that you need to look at. I'm like, okay, no eye contact, but you're looking at the lens you're supposed to look at. um, the lens that I want childcare providers to is have an open mind, have an open heart. You learn different as a childcare provider. Your child is going to learn different. The children, the families, they're not going to be as knowledgeable um, from childcare life. So
Right.
therefore, you have to equip your environment. And there's a quote that I live by. You're not the product of your environment. You're the product of the decisions you make within that environment. And this environment is
Mm.
childcare. So the decisions that we lay out on the front table for our parents, for our children, for our staff, we as a provider, we as a childcare owner, we have to allow them to make these decisions for the best of the ability of the child. Because if we weren't caring for children, there would be no child care.
Yeah,
There- There's no need for it. But
absolutely.
we're making these decisions for the best and the most healthiest, safest ability for the
Yeah,
children. Not for you, not for your ego, not for a paycheck,
that's right.
for a child,
Yeah,
for the next generation of these children to become the best version of themselves for themselves.
I agree. Thank you so much. This has
You're welcome.
been such an amazing conversation that I feel
Yes,
is
ma'am.
so needed. And it's my honor, my pleasure to have you on here. I thank you. I'm so humbled just by
Thank
you
you. Thank you.
accepting the offer to be here because
Mhm.
I truly respect what you do. You're a young Black man that's out
Yes, ma'am.
here. And I, just being on the podcast and reading the book, I've just learned so much more about you.
Thank you.
And you
Thank you.
are truly a gem. You are truly a gem. You are a
Thank you.
miracle. God
Yes,
is
ma'am.
within you, you know?
Yes,
And
ma'am. Yes,
so
ma'am.
keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop.
I will.
Keep being busy because you busy,
Come
busy,
on.
busy. Keep being busy. And listen, everything else will fall into place. But I believe that you're
Indeed.
exactly where you need to be right now.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I
Thank you so
appreciate you.
much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for you. Thank you so much to Mr. Muhammad. Thank you so much to your team and the individuals behind the lens.
That's right.
To continue making this happen, because whether one person watches this, whether a million people watch this, um, I feel like the gems and the energy that was shared today from both parts are
Yes.
going to change perspective, change hearts, and um, you know, you never know who needs to hear
Right.
this. To kind of end with this, I had someone the other day ask me, why do you come into work all day and smile and speak to people? I said, well, for one, we work in a hospital setting, whether it's a school setting, a childcare setting, whatever it
Right.
may be. Excuse my language, but I leave my personal bullshit in my car.
Yeah.
I don't walk into this space of caring for people. I'm a caring provider. That's
That's
what I
right.
do. That's my livelihood. That's not who I am, but that's what I do. So
Right.
therefore, a smile can change a life.
It can.
Um, a smile, having positive energy, speaking life, telling someone good morning, giving someone a hug, shaking their hand, wherever it may be, can change your perspective, can change a life.
Yes.
You never know what someone's going through, and
That's right.
especially these children and these babies, you never know what they're going through in their home life. So giving them an extra, love, extra nourishment, extra food snack, it's not going to hurt
Yeah.
you. It's not going to harm
Not at
you.
all. Right.
Um, so
Oh.
go with love, go with peace, and wherever your higher power is, go with God.
Thank you so much. And with that, Shannon has closed us out. This has
Hello.
been an amazing conversation. I can't thank you enough, nephew. Until
Yes, ma'am.
next
Thank you.
time, this is the
Until
Daycare
next time.
Chronicles 101 podcast.
All right.